Hello, hello. Hi guys, this is my first time being live in here. It feels so weird. I'll wait and see if anybody hops on, although I didn't know when I was gonna go live, so I didn't tell you guys when, because I had no idea how it was gonna work with my little guy's nap and all that. And he's actually awake now, so you might hear him squealing or come down here and climb on my lap. So that's that. But let's see. Oh, I can invite people. Yay. Oh, that's weird. Hold on. Let me just make sure I'm live in the right place because it's showing people from my beauty page. Oh, okay. I think I'm live in the right place. Hey, Melissa. Shush. Hi, Tracy. Okay, I'm definitely live in the right place because you guys are not in my beauty group. Hello, hello. Okay, so Ashley asked me to do just some training, talk about online parties, because before I came to Limelight, that's all I did was online party after online party after online party. And I really, on top of live videos, because that built my network immensely, but I really built a lot of my network and connections through online parties. So I think that there's a way to do it, and I think there's a way not to do it. Hi, Kaylee. If you just hopped on, I'm just talking about online parties. Hi, Brooke. So, like I said, I think there's a way to do it, and I think there's a way not to do it, and I think I figured out as I went along what not to do. So, I wrote some notes just so I can kind of reference my thoughts cohesively. Hi, Connie. So, one big thing I started to learn is people don't come on Facebook to have to party. And when you say party, when you call it a party, people think they have to interact. You're going to make them play games and you're going to make them do all this stuff. And I did that in the beginning. And then I learned that people didn't really take to that. They didn't like that. So I kind of changed everything up. So I started calling them online beauty boot camps or like makeup 101 classes or makeup workshops. Hi, Connie. So something as simple as having a fun name like Beauty and Confidence Workshop, I believe I called them at one point. Then I changed it up and called them beauty boot camps. But just not calling them parties automatically, I think is a good thing, because when you call it a party, people think, oh, another online party. No. So your goal is to educate them, engage them, and you want to teach them something, but you want to entertain them. So those were like the three things I wrote over here. Engaging, entertaining, and educating. And when I say engaging, I don't necessarily mean engaging that they have to play games and they have to comment, and just like engaging from a distance, if that makes sense, you know, with stuff that's going to be of interest to them. People don't come on to have to work. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes. They don't come on to want to have to like work and interact and, you know, do scavenger hunts and things like that, which is what I did in the beginning, and I figured out that that was just not where it's at. I really don't ask them to interact. I just focus on teaching them and entertaining them, and that was one of the biggest things. I run mine for a week, so I think if you run them shorter, and this is just my opinion, it doesn't give people a full idea of everything that we have. It also, a week generally gives people a payday. It generally gives people, like, I would start mine on Sundays and run them through the next Monday. So then they had a full weekend, you know, where they might have time to hop on and catch up and see what's going on. Let's see. Okay, so I have actually a mock party group, and that's how I like train my team on how to do online parties. I basically built my face. So how I would do it is, sorry, I'm getting messages. My goodness. Oh, and another thing really quick before I tell you kind of the order and the sequence that I would go in is hostess interaction. So that was one of the things that I really started focusing on, and I saw a difference when I did that. I would actually send this really detailed email. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Mary. A really detailed, like, Facebook Messenger message to my girls that were hosting these beauty boot camps online. And I would tell them, hey, you'll have so much more success with your online party and earning free makeup and earning stuff, and like I want to reward you, I want to give you things. You're going to do better if you show an interest in what I'm doing. So if I'm, you know, teaching you how to do a smoky eye, like hop on and say, hey, that looks awesome, or, you know, like interact with me, just so even if your friends don't interact, they are so much more likely to see it if you're interacting. A, because of Facebook algorithms and how all that craziness works, and B, because even if they saw it before, now they're kind of curious, like, okay, so Sarah's hosting this party and Sarah's interested in what's going on, so maybe I'm interested too. So I would really, and if my hostess hadn't tried any products, which usually she had, that's why she was hosting, I would make sure to try and send some samples or something that she could try so that she could share it and talk about it. Keith, are you okay? Sorry, that's my little guy. Hi, Brittany. So those were some of the things that I would focus on, is making sure that my hostess was involved, and then educating, entertaining them, and engaging them. Kiefer, what are you doing? Sorry. Yes? Want to sit with me?
I really want to go in the...
I'm going to take you for a bike ride after, okay?
I don't want to go for a bike ride. I don't want to.
Hello, this is my life. Hang on one second. Kiefer, can you go watch Handy Mandy? I'll be right there, okay?
No, it's not on.
It's not on? Can you make me something? Can you color? I'm so sorry. I have to do this, okay?
I really want
Okay, you'll be fine. Okay.
I really want to go in the...
Garage? No, not right now. Okay, I am so sorry. I'm getting distracted. Hopefully that if you guys are not able to stay on through this chaos, you can come back and watch this. So what I would do is I would set the group up probably 2 days before the beauty boot camp would start, and that would give her time to invite whomever she wanted. I honestly would tell her, please don't mass invite people. I know a lot of people do that. I don't like that. I don't want 200 girls in there that have no interest, because nobody's going to see anything, and it's not going to be successful, and you're not going to make the connections that you want to make. So I would tell my girls, please don't invite everybody on your Facebook list. We're not trying to spam people here. If you only invite 20 people and those are your friends and family and the people that you think are going to genuinely be interested, cool. Just invite 20 people. That's fine. It's totally up to you. I always guided her, if she could, to personally invite people, friends through text or, Messenger, not spamming 200 people on her Facebook list and saying, hey, I'm having a party, join me. I guided not to do that, because I don't like to give off that vibe, and I don't think that that's what we're doing and what it should be about. We have race cars. Okay. So once she invited everyone, the night before it was due to start, so like I said, I would start it Sunday night. So this is, technically it would start Monday. Keith, please. Can you take this elsewhere? It's too loud, buddy. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Okay, so on Sunday night, basically I would do a welcome video, and he was in it with me. I think a lot of it was making connections with people. Keith, you need to take that, or Mommy's gonna take it away. Take it. Take it. How do we run businesses like this? I really wonder sometimes how we do this. Keith. Welcome. Thank you, love.
I did that down.
That's wonderful. Can you leave it off for 5 more minutes? Yes, that's great. Okay. Yes, mom life. Okay. So my parties were primarily video based. You would never see a graphic. You would never see me posting just like stock photos of products ever. It was always my face, or I might have a collage of the girls on my team and, whatever makeup product I was trying to show off and how it looked on different skin tones. But I spent a lot of time making my party script, and I changed it up, especially if someone booked a party off of another party so that it wasn't identical. I would change it up a little bit, but I had really built up an album of pictures, photos, collages, and all kinds of things, and I had it very organized on Facebook, and I always recommended that my girls make their own like that. So if it takes you 5 hours one Sunday to build this, to make all these videos and to build this party script, the amount of work that you're not going to have to do later is crazy. Like, I used to stress about parties, and once I organized all this, like, my parties kicked butt and people enjoyed them, and I didn't stress about it anymore because I knew what I was going to post, when I was going to post it. I tried to post about 3 to 4 times a day, every 3 to 4 hours. To catch people at the prime time. So like maybe 7, 8 in the morning, noon or 1, after work at 5 or 6, and then 8 or 9 at night when people are sitting down. So that was generally how I did it. So my first thing was I would post like a welcome video. Sorry. I would just say, and I'm looking at my party script now just to give you an idea, and I could actually add you guys to this, or I can make a new one, I guess. So I would just say, welcome ladies, I'm so excited for you to join us. So-and-so is loving our products and she wanted to share them with you. you know, said company as a full line of cosmetics and skincare. I love when I hear from my customers and friends that this makeup gave them an extra boost of confidence and made them feel and look amazing. So that's the ultimate goal, to feel good in the skin you're in. So I made it more about, yeah, that's great. I made it more about beauty and confidence than just about the makeup. So most of these, or majority of these videos were pre-recorded for my parties. I do a lot of live videos on my personal wall and then in my beauty group, but for the parties, I try to keep the videos short and concise. People don't have time to hop in these parties and watch 30-minute live videos, so I would try to keep my videos between 3 and 5 minutes and very focused on one thing. So I would do this welcome video. Then I would talk about a little bit about this makeup and skincare. So like with Limelight, I would probably focus on you know, our background with Alcone and how reputable the company is and the consistency and quality of the products and all that, how the skincare is naturally based. I would just put a few bullet points, and I would like have a picture of me. I use word swag, and I would have, you know, like a confidence quote over top of the photo, something like that. Then my next post would be how I knew the hostess. So even if she was just a customer, I would say, you know, we met through so-and-so when she purchased some makeup from me. We've stayed in touch. I love, you know, getting to know all my customers, and I'm so happy she invited me to do this for you, blah, blah, blah. And I would just, you know, talk about that. If we had a history, I would make it funny, and I would talk about how I knew her. Just so there was that connection piece where people knew that I wasn't just some random person trying to sell the makeup. You know, that connection that was a huge part of building your network and building these parties up to be something. And then the last thing that I would do, and this is absolutely the only interaction piece for the most part, unless I change something up, but this is pretty much the only interaction post that I would have, and I would just say, hey, let's have a little fun. First, leave a comment below telling me one thing you love about your friend Sarah. Let's uplift her and show her some love. And that would be like the last thing I would post on Sunday night before we would get started with all of the videos and stuff the next day. And that just encouraged people to know that this was about making ourselves feel good and feel confident and really just like supporting women, you know? I don't know, I liked that piece of it, so I would do that. Then what I would do is I would just build a face from there. Hey, Carrie. So I would start talking, and since we have an extensive skincare line, I would probably have to figure out how I would incorporate the main pieces. But for me, the next day would be skincare. So I would talk about, hi, Ashley. I would just talk about my morning skincare routine, my night skincare routine, and then I would talk about a mask. So I would do about 3 videos on skincare. Again, I made them super personal. All 3 of those were a video, always a video. Hey, Amanda, I would say, hey, I used to suck. I never had a skincare routine. I would go to bed with makeup all over my face, and my skin hates me for it. But now, finally, I'm starting to take care of my skin. So many people can relate to that. Giddy up, yay, Peter. He's a horse. So many people can relate to that. So many people can say, like, yeah, crap, I don't take care of my skin. Neither did she. She didn't either before. And that was a lot of, I think, why I did really good in parties, is because people were like, yeah, that's true. When you get on their level, then it's like, okay, she's not just some crazy person trying to sell me makeup. So that's what I would do on the first day. Then the next day, I would usually go into foundations. So with ours, probably what I would do like a before and after photo, talk about the foundation. I would do a video, talk about the foundation. Then I would talk about the concealer. And then I might do like a quick 5-minute face video. So those would be my 3 or 4 posts for the next day. After that, and I just built my face from there. So then after that, I would talk about how you could highlight and contour with concealer and bronzer, or bronzer and our blush highlighter.
Can you open that?
Sure, baby.
The battery's in there.
Yeah.
There's the battery.
Here you go. Here you go, baby. And then I tried to keep them simple. I wasn't teaching a pro makeup class to people. I'm teaching it to everyday people. My network's mostly moms who either stay at home or work full time, don't have a ton of time. So I really tried to like know who my audience was that week. If it was a younger audience, I would probably focus on like going out looks. You know, when I got to eyes, I might focus on like liquid liner and a smoky eye. And I don't know, like a neutral everyday look that they could wear to work, but then how they could darken it up at night, you know. I would really focus on brows if I knew Neither. So I'm sorry, I didn't explain. I would always make a group for these parties. So I don't do them in my VIP group because my opinion with that is I have almost 1,000 girls, 900 girls in my VIP group. I'm not trying to do a makeup class for all of them. I'm trying to make this intimate and for my hostess. So I would make her a group. So it would be Sarah's Beauty Boot Camp or Sarah's Makeup 101 class, and she would personally invite her 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever, however many friends and family she had. Does that make sense, Tracy? So it'd be like her very own VIP group. And then you would just use that for the week, and then after that, leave it. Yeah. And then, you know, so I think one of the things was to know my audience. Sorry, I'm getting all kinds of messages. And then another thing was, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm looking at my party script here to give you guys an idea. And I would make funny posts too. So like I would do, if I knew my group that week, my audience that week was mostly like, it was a mom customer of mine and she mostly had mom friends. I would do like a funny, tomorrow's all about that face. And like I would have a goofy picture of like what I look like when I wake up. And I would say, this is what I look like when I go to, you know, preschool drop off. And then when I pick them up, they're like, who's that? Like, she went from homeless to like looking totally different. And I would just make jokes like that and people appreciated that. And I would get inadvertently, even though I didn't ask them to participate, I would get quite a decent amount of interaction because they could relate to me, you know? You want to make yourself relatable.
When do we get to go?
Outside? It's 2:32, Savannah's going to be home in 5 minutes and then I'm going to be done.
Daddy's going to pick her up?
Yes.
Right now?
Right.
Car's just about to go listen.
Oh, I told him to ask you, but he said no because you were having your snack. Sorry. And I would also talk about really basic things if you know that, again, your audience is mostly like moms that don't focus on themselves a lot. Talk about like why do they need primer? Just very big. So I would do a 2 to 3 minute video on why they needed primer. And I would get tons of people to buy primer because they didn't know, you know. So do you guys have questions? I'm kind of rambling about what my party script was, but I hope that this is somewhat helpful. So I guess after I would do the foundation, then I always talked about primer before, but after I would do the foundation and concealer, then the next day I would talk about, you know, how you could use bronzer to do a quick highlight and contour, bronzer and, you know, concealer or bronzer and highlighter. Sorry, I'm getting more messages. And then the next day I would maybe talk about brows and a couple different ways you could do your brows with eyeshadow or a liner or, you know, how it shapes your face. And I would just do a few posts on that. And then, so maybe I would do like brows and mascara together. And then the next day I would focus on eyeshadow and I would keep it pretty simple. What was some of your highlights on the concealer? So with ours is a little bit different than my old company, but I would talk about how it's waterproof. I did a video on how to pick your concealer color. So I would do like, hey, if you want to highlight, you're going to go 1 to 2 shades lighter, you're going to do this. If your skin is this, you're going to want to pick this undertone color. If you want to spot, you know, if you want to spot cover things, you're going to pick a concealer that's the same color as your foundation. And I would talk about, I would get this question a lot.
Mommy, isn't that phone jumping at me like a battery?
Don't hurt her. He's hurting her.
Mommy, she asked the phone jumping and asked the battery is this and this one.
She's a doggy, hang on. And I would get a lot of questions about, like, do you apply your concealer after or before your foundation? So I would talk about how if I was trying to highlight, I would apply it in a triangle after my foundation. If I was spot covering, I would apply it before. So I would just use what people asked and talk about that. Hi, Anna. And I would, like I said, I would make those videos 3 minutes. 3-4 minutes. I didn't want them super long. I wanted them short to the point, and I wanted to focus on the main things that would make them understand how to use the makeup. Because when you equip women with a new skill, they feel empowered to be able to use it, and at that point, then they want to buy it. Oh, come sit on my lap. I'm so sorry. I think a lot of this is intimidating to women because they just don't know and they don't want to admit that they don't know. And that's why I never forced women to really interact in the parties, because a lot of them feel intimidated by this. So when you equip them with a new skill, you equip them with knowledge on like how to use it, even if it's super basic, now they're open to buying it. Like, I literally would have girls on my team saying, like, people don't want to buy makeup from me because none of my friends wear makeup. But yet I would get customers from people that never wore makeup, and they were like, okay, like I could try a BB cream, or, you know, I could try a primer and foundation, because you showed them why they needed it. It filled a need for them. You showed them how to use it. So I really focused on educating them. That's why I call them boot camps or classes. I'm trying to see what else. So like I said, I'm literally scrolling through my party right now, my mock party. There is no graphics in here. The only thing I would maybe occasionally do is take, if I wanted to like talk about eyeshadows and I was showing like a neutral eye, I might make a collage of like the palette next to it, but everything had my face on it, everything. See. And I would teach them little tricks too. I would talk about how to wash your brushes, which is something people would be like, wait, you wash your brushes? Yes, you wash your brushes, which a few years ago, I probably didn't know either. So I would teach them like, this is how you wash your brushes. Here's a little quick video or a little collage on like what I use and how dirty my brushes were before and how they look now. Yes, Anna, absolutely, like literally legit no graphics. And I would also teach them this.
Can you set this thing up in there?
Sure. People love this, but I would teach them how to fix their broken powder when the compact broke. So like just very basic things. Honey, it's not gonna close. Why don't you go get your shirt and shorts on and we'll go outside.
Mommy,
and then, ew, no one wants to see your bum, Kiefer. So, and then I would do, let's see, Keith, you're knocking my stuff over. Everything's rigged right now.
Oh, Aiden and Savannah.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
And what I would incorporate as well, because I wanted it to be like a confidence.
Anna, in the pictures that it's you, it's.
Don't knock my phone.
It's Savannah, Aiden, you, and not me.
You are on the other side. I'm so sorry. Sorry, he's making me totally lose my train of thought. Hopefully you guys can skip over this when you rewatch it. I would also incorporate a lot of like confidence boosting stuff. So I would talk about like, you know, just put confidence boosting quotes and different things in the morning to kind of like start their day good. I just really wanted it to be somewhere where like women felt like they could feel good, you know? And I do that in my VIP group too, so I tried to make this like that. And then I would do a post about, I would do an opportunity post. I would just do like, this is where I was a year ago, no confidence, mom who didn't take care of herself, just went from my corporate office to, or corporate job to, you know, a stay-at-home mom. And I kind of just like would talk about that and talk about how like joining all these women made me feel like a different person, and I like found myself. So I talk about that, which, you know, hi Ashley, I'm almost done. You should have seen what's going on. My little guy is like climbing all over, screeching, playing music. So I would talk about that, and I would always make sure at the end to say, hey, hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, so-and-so earned all this stuff. You know, this is the free makeup that she earned. This is what Mom Life of the Rim is. This is like my lives every day.
Mommy, you can pick whatever you want, and I'll put those in the boards so you can pick.
I like the green one, okay? I love the green one. I can't cohesively put my thoughts together. He keeps distracting me.
But if you get the green one, you only need that.
Okay, I like lettuce. I would tell them, okay, this is how much free stuff she earned. I'm also going to give her another free gift if 2 other people want to host a beauty boot camp. So inadvertently, I would almost always at least book 1 or 2 more of them off of this one. And that's like a lot of times if you read anything about network marketing is like, you should never leave like even a home party without booking another one. Like you're making connections and you're building on those. So I would always try to book from the one that I had already done. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then at the end, that is so cool.
It's a gun.
And at the end, I would...
This gun shoots bullets out.
Okay, Kiefer, I love it, and we're going to play in just a second.
Oh,
I would always, at the end, say, hey, so I have this beauty group. I do all kinds of tutorials, keep you guys up to date on the latest beauty trends, and it's just a really uplifting environment where we talk about all things women and mom related, because that's kind of what I've done with my VIP group, is create this environment where people like want to be there. So I would inadvertently from that get a lot of women joining my VIP group that even if they didn't order in that party, they then ordered down the road from my VIP group, and then down the road they joined me. So just letting them know, like, I have this beauty group, letting them know, hey, you can also book a beauty boot camp with me. You can earn free stuff too. At the end was something I did that always really worked well. People like to reward their hostesses, so they will likely book a party with you. Yeah, 100%. If it's their friend, they want to be like, sure, I'll do one because she's going to get something out of it. Plus, this was fun. I would have people messaging me and asking me, hey, can you do one for me? Because I made it entertaining. I educated them, and I engaged them in a way where they didn't have to play games. And like, I did that stuff in the beginning too, but I learned that like people don't come on Facebook wanting to play games. They don't come on wanting to scavenger hunt for things. They don't want to have to do anything. What is she eating? Oh my God. She's eating. It's okay. It's a magnet. Like when I scroll Facebook, sometimes it's like I want to mindlessly get away from, love them to death, but I want to get away from life. So that's why people come on Facebook. That's why I think it's our job, if we're doing these beauty boot camps or, you know, makeup classes or whatever, to entertain them and educate them, give them something where they want to escape to it, you know? Okay, I think I'm checked out at this point. I think he's done. I think that you guys don't want to listen to this anymore, but I hope that was really helpful. Hi guys, if you're just hopping on, I just did a quick, sort of quick, okay, totally not quick, 27 minutes, talking about online parties, makeup classes, beauty boot camps, whatever you want to call them. Thank you for the hearts, Anna. I hope it was helpful to you guys. If you have questions, please reach out to me. A lot of my business came from parties with my previous company, so, and I made them different. I would always joke with people and say that. I would say, this isn't your typical online party, like these are fun, they're makeup classes, and I made them that way. So that's why I say take the time, if it takes you 4 hours one Sunday or 2 different 2-hour days on the weekend to make all your videos, all your collages, have it organized. What you do is just make a Facebook group and call it Anna's Mock Party Group. You organize all your posts in there. You know, make it funny, make it engaging, you know, write like you would talk. I think that's why I always did pretty good with like writing posts and stuff. Write like you would talk to people. And then if you have a team, add your team and just turn off the commenting so that they can't comment on the post so they don't get out of order. And it's a really, really helpful tool to have. And you can also schedule. If you do like a sync share or something like that, you can schedule your posts for your parties. So, okay guys, I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions or you rewatch this, you can leave comments because I'll get notified and hopefully be able to answer them for you. So, all right guys, have a great day. Bye.